Every year, thousands of human remains are found in the United States, and in one of every 4 instances, authorities can't identify the body. That's starting to change. I'm Dave Killen, co-host of The Unidentifieds, a new limited series podcast from the Oregonian and Oregon Live. We go deep into several cold cases and explain the science that's helping experts give these long-forgotten people their names back. Look for The Unidentifieds after you've finished listening to this podcast. Subscribe to The Unidentifieds on Apple, Spotify, Google, or wherever you listen to podcasts.
Welcome back, friends and neighbors. Today is Tuesday, May 30th, 2023. On this date in 1965, Vivian Malone of Mobile became the first black student to graduate from the University of Alabama. Let's talk about competing highway projects, space industry expansion, and a big old billfish. My name's Ike Morgan, and we're down in Alabama. One of the emerging political debates in Alabama is over infrastructure projects. And, according to reporting by AL.com's John Sharp, it pits rural Alabama versus populated Alabama and Republican versus Republican. At issue is prioritizing the widening of U.S. Highway 43 versus Interstate 65. Creating more of a corridor along Highway 43 from the Mobile area north to Tuscaloosa has been on wish lists for decades. It would bring a bigger link among rural West Alabama areas in Clark, Marengo, Greene, and Tuscaloosa counties, and give the state its only major north-south roadway between I-65 and the Mississippi state line. Governor Kay Ivey has pushed the project, and many local West Alabama officials want to see it completed. Thomasville Mayor Sheldon Day said some construction on 43 has already shown industrial potential. Quote, "It will, at the very least, give us a chance to compete for those projects that have been out of our reach for generations," end quote. However, 43 gets a small fraction of the traffic that I-65 does. 65 sees more than 130,000 vehicles a day in the Birmingham area, while 43 sees fewer than 40,000 in Tuscaloosa. Higher traffic means more people who are immediately affected and, of course, more voters who are immediately affected. While Ivey is term limited, Lieutenant Governor Will Ainsworth may have a run at governor in his future, and he's been a vocal supporter of prioritizing I-65 widening, specifically to give it at least 6 lanes from the Tennessee state line all the way to Mobile. State Senator Chris Elliott, a Daphne Republican, is a supporter of both the I-65 widening and Ainsworth's political rise. Quote, "I-65 is a mess. We're lucky in Alabama to not have a morass of interstates that a lot of states do, but we have important mainline corridors. We need to upgrade and widen them. It will be expensive, but I think it can happen over time," end quote. Now, one thing we can count on is the part he said about being expensive for either project, however they may move forward. Jeff Bezos' Blue Origin is again expanding operations in Huntsville, reports AL.com's Paul Gaddis. This past Thursday, the Huntsville City Council approved Blue Origin's purchase of nearly 15 more acres for $1.4 million to grow its campus in Cummings Research Park. Plans are to put another 400,000 square foot building on the site, giving Blue Origin around 1 million square feet of facilities. The company, of course, is a major player in commercial spaceflight, and every step forward in that industry is not lost on those watching and waiting to see whether the feds reverse course on putting Space Command at Redstone Arsenal. Among those is Huntsville Director of Urban and Economic Development Shane Davis. Quote, "It just shows we're still ready. The space industry continues to expand here in a big way. The workforce is here." A tournament record was set for blue marlin at the Orange Beach Billfish Classic, reports AL.com's Warren Kulo. And the Classic's been around for 27 years. Brian Stover, aboard Molly, hauled in a 776.4-pound beast around 150 miles offshore to the southwest. Stover said he fought for 4.5 hours to get the fish to the boat. The winner's check, folks. was $183,000. Now, while 776 pounds is certainly a hoss, it's still short of the Alabama state record. Ginger Myers caught an 851.9-pound marlin during the 2020 Mongo Offshore Challenge. Thank y'all so much for listening. We're going to be back here again tomorrow. Till then, y'all come on by and see what we're up to on the internet at al.com.